The following is a presentation of Manatee Schools Television in association with TV production teachers and students.
Welcome to Joe Canaan Field at Hawkins Stadium on the campus of Manatee High School as the 5-1 Manatee Hurricanes prepare to host the undefeated Palmetto Tigers in the latest edition of the Manatee River rivalry here on the MSTV Game of the Week. It's a beautiful night for football, and we hope to escape the storm coverage and election ads and enjoy some Friday Night Lights Manatee County style. I'm Chris Conboy bringing you the action tonight. I'm joined here in the booth by legendary former Southeast head football coach and AD Paul Meckley. Coach, is this the kind of game that makes you miss the sideline at least a little bit?
Oh, at least a little bit. There's no doubt about it. The enthusiasm and the adrenaline is down here on the field. Like you said, it's a good break from what we have experienced because of Hurricane Milton that came through and devastated portions of our community. And anytime you can come to Hawkins Stadium with the Friday Night Lights on and have a game, you know, it's a great experience, and especially when it's two teams from Manatee County playing one another. And on top of that, it's two teams that have been playing very well this season.
Yeah, and two teams with a lot of commingling. Guys that have been transfers. There's 5 starters on Palmetto's defense that, on Manatee's defense that played at Palmetto last year. There's 2 starters on the defense at Manatee that played for Braden River, which is where Coach Sanders, Coach Arcady, Coach Lacey from the Palmetto sideline where they were last year. So a lot of people know each other. Everybody knows what to expect. We do have some wind that might be a factor tonight. It's gusting out there. Not hurricane quite wind, but it is a little breezy. As you can see the flags along the stadium there standing at attention. Manatee has won the toss and elected to defer and take the ball in the second half, so they'll be kicking off to Palmetto, and Palmetto will go on offense first.
Back in the day, Chris, when we were talking about people knowing one another and mingling against each other before and during a football game, it was because they had played with each other or against each other in youth league football.
Correct.
Now it's even extended a step further to high school as we begin tonight's football game.
And we actually have a player on Manatee, or on Palmetto's team, that played for Manatee this year, and a player on Manatee's team that played for Riverview this year. So it doesn't even take a whole year for the transfer portal to kick in. So Dennis Stollard, special teams coordinator for the Hurricanes, will have his team kicking off here. He's got the wind at his back, and he kicks it to the goal line, and he's going to bring it out from the goal line. Good coverage, and he's only going to get to about the 14-yard line. Could not get there was number 5, Mo Carter, on the kickoff return.
Yes, that was one of those decisions where it might have been a little bit better to let that thing go right into the end zone and bring it out to the 20 instead of going to be putting the ball in play at 1st and 10 on the, looks like 14-yard line for the Palmetto Tigers.
Yeah, it's when you're kicking with a windy day like this, it's good to defer. You get that wind. Make sure you get one kick with the wind as you're starting off. That was Owen Jones, a senior, number 82, kicking off from Manatee. And we've got Palmetto coming out. Jackson Roth at quarterback and Marquez Bridson in the backfield. They go 3 wide to the left. And Palmetto's first play, they're going to throw a little bubble, and he's hit immediately and thrown for about a 6-yard loss. Carter.
Big tackle there on the play on that bubble screen by number 24, Kavion Smith.
Yeah, one of the 3 Smith brothers playing for Manatee. 2 of them on offense, and Kavion's on defense.
That was a loss of 2 yards on that first pass completion.
So it's about 2nd and call it 12 for the Tigers. And Roth in the gun, as he normally is in Palmetto's offense. And they're throwing again on 2nd down. He's throwing a deep ball for Simeon Matt, and it's incomplete. Ball was underthrown and a little bit to the outside, and Matt could not adjust back. Simeon Matt actually started his career at Manatee, went to IMG, now at Palmetto. His dad is Prince Matt, who played at Manatee back in the late 70s and went on to FSU.
Nice coverage there by number 15 on the play by the cornerback. That would be Sean Williams, I believe, on that coverage.
If it was 15, that would be Sean Williams, one of the transfers from Manatee, or from Palmetto to Manatee. And now 3rd and long for Palmetto. We'll see what they have in there. They're going to check with me over to the sideline. Coach Sanders making the call for Braden River. And they're going to run out of time. You got to delay game right there. So that's going to make it 3rd and 17, and that's the kind of mistakes Palmetto cannot afford to make against a team as talented as Manatee.
That's correct. The start for Palmetto was a little rough with the ball being started on the 14-yard line. Now they're back inside the 10-yard line, facing 3rd and about 17.
Yeah, it's tough to play out of the shadows of your own, out of the end zone there, offensively. They actually, the play clock now will run down again as they come up and on 3rd and 17. I'd look for a draw here maybe, and they're just going to hand it off to Bradson. He fumbles, and Manatee has it inside the 10. It's Caleb Matlow, number 43. Looks like he fell on the ball. I didn't see who had to hit. You might be able to see who had to hit.
Looked like Matlow on the tackle there.
Well, Ronan Dangler looks like he punched in there as he and then Matlow finished it off, and then the ball squirted out, and Matlow fell on it.
Leading tackler for the Hurricanes came down there from that linebacker position and got his left hand in there and knocked the ball loose.
It was a great replay there we had. We thank the Manatee High School TV production class, as their teachers and students are helping produce the show in the truck and running the cameras, and that's what we do this for, is to give those guys some practical experience. So here Manatee has a chance to jump out early here with the turnover. Quarterback Andrew Heidel, the Army commit. He fakes, runs inside, and he's going to score. Touchdown Manatee. The lights are flashing here, the LED lights, and Manatee, after one play, is going to be up 7-0 or 6-0, awaiting the extra point.
Yeah, a 10-yard run there as he faked. It looked to be like an outside zone play, and he just kind of faked the ball to the running back Smith and took it in on himself, and the Hurricanes are quickly moving in the direction of making this a 7-0 game before they even really had to work at it on offense.
Yeah, and I just talking to Coach Green before the game. That's right on the script that he was hoping for. He couldn't have scripted it any better. He knows. He felt like their team had could beat Palmetto, and he didn't want to let Palmetto hang around and think that they had a chance, and they had to go out and take their soul away from them right away. And that's an example of right there, defense running around, hitting people, forcing a turnover, and then scoring quick like that. That's really tough. And
the extra point there by Owen Jones puts Manatee on top 7-0. And we still have over 10 minutes left in the first quarter.
All right, so we're going to take a quick break here, 1-minute break, as it's Manatee 7, Palmetto 0.
Sarah, you've got this, okay? But they lost.
Not really. Not where it counts.
All right, here's the touchdown. This is they're just going to run a little fake jet sweep here. He's going to read the end. And the end runs wide, so he pulls the ball down and ends up cutting it all the way back across the grain for a touchdown for Heidel. So
he had some nice backside blocking there by the wide receiver from the right-hand side.
Yeah, still blocking downfield when he's really not part of the play, you would think. A lot of guys would take that play off. And Manatee kicks again. It's going to be in the end zone. It'll be a touchback this time. I don't want to just get out of the way and let that go through and make sure you get the touchback. So trying to run them back from the goal line.
Chris, this is a big, exciting evening for these kids. And there's been a lot of build-up for the game for once they realized they were going to be able to play this week. The Palmetto Tigers and the Hurricanes have only been able to practice since Monday of the week. And they missed last week's games. And I think everybody gets here with a little bit of juice and excitement that they want to make a play.
Yeah.
So therefore, when that kick came over to Carter, I think he thought he could maybe do something, get him in good field position, and unfortunately he was unable to do so. And
you want athletes that want to make plays.
Exactly,
Yep.
exactly. But there also comes a time that you got to look out for yourself.
Yep. So you got composure is big. Palmetto's will come out and run early here. It's a good run by it is Yarn, it looks like. Montrez Yarn, number 6.
Tackle him on the play by number 56, one of the defensive linemen, Alvoid Kennan Jr.
Alvoid Kennan.
Brings him down.
The front, the Manatee front is exceptional. Alvoid Kennan, Ian Johnson-Kelly, Christian Figueroa, a transfer from Bayshore. You got 2 of the best linebackers in the area, maybe the state, and Ronan Dangler and Caleb Matalau. The outside, the low safeties or outside linebackers, Kayvon Williams and Smith are exceptional players as well. So that front 7 is as good as anybody around. And
looked like Roth was trying to hit the out route there that was being run by Carter, and
that's a long throw from the left hash to the right sideline into the wind.
With the wind that we're facing today,
it's got to be 25-mile-an-hour wind.
Yes,
I'd say.
it is.
Yeah.
Those flags are flying straight for the Hurricanes right there.
They're crisp. They're staying crisp. So you got 3rd and 5 now, or 3rd and 6 for Palmetto. They had a good run on that first down. I would have stayed with the run game there. It looks like Manatee showing blitz, but they drop out of it. Roth scrambles, and it's incomplete, and they're going to be 3 and out here again. And we're in really the dangerous territory of this getting out of hand here. Punting into the wind now, out of there, deep in their own field, end of the field here. Palmetto needs to get a good hold on defense here.
Coming into the game right now to snap and be Chance Shophocker.
Yes.
Keel Bunce will be going back to kick for the Tigers.
Shophocker and Bunce both joined the team late, a couple of weeks into the season. They had some struggles with snapping and punting, and they came out and were able to make the team. Bunce is a 3-time state champion in weightlifting. And kicking into the wind, he gets off a decent kick and bounces backwards, but Manatee's going to have unbelievable field position again in plus territory at the Palmetto 48 as their offense takes over for their second play.
Yeah, if you're Coach Jacquez Green and the Manatee Hurricanes, the evening couldn't have started out any better for you. You kick with the wind, you get a turnover inside the 15-yard line and score, and now you get the next start of your drive at the 47-yard line. Of your opponents for a 1st and 10.
That's, as a play caller, you love that. Great field position, defense on their heels already. Heidel at quarterback. Once I mentioned West Point commit heading to Army. And there's Smith. He's quick, and he's burst through there. Tackled by number 2, Joe Hills. Strong safety or low safety for Palmetto. And that was very close to being a 48-yard touchdown right there.
Keyshawn Smith averaging 6 yards a carry.
Yeah, he's been the brunt of their running game.
Leading rusher for the Manatee Hurricanes. Came right through the middle there of the line.
He's explosive. He puts his foot in the ground, and he gets north and south, and he's tough to bring down. It's 1st and 10. Smith again to the right. This time tackled by 17, I believe.
Correct. That tackle was made there by Kamari Hines.
Yep. Kamari Hines getting some playing time here.
Prior to the game, I was talking to the defensive coordinator for the Palmetto Tigers, Matt Arcady, and just kind of went up to him and asked him what's one of the keys to the game. And I said, besides tackling number 1, and he said that is the key to the game.
Yeah.
We have to be able to tackle number 1. And as you saw on the very first play here, he was able to burst through that line for about a gain of 12, and now he's picked up 6 on this one.
Yeah, so he's at like 19 or 20 yards right now already. It's 2nd and 4 for Manatee on the 26-yard line. Looks like 27. Call it to 27. 2nd down and 4. Yeah, motion.
Tackle on that play was made by number 4, Green, was one of the Palmetto Tigers on that tackle.
Jaquan Williams coming in motion and taking that toss. And we saw him earlier in the year on special teams when we did a game, and he's an electric player. He makes plays on covering kicks and when he gets the ball in his hands. Wide receiver, running back, DB, just an athlete.
Sophomore, only 6 foot and 190. That's why he was able to run through that first tackle by a perimeter defensive player for the Tigers.
First and 10 at the 21 for Manatee. It's a little RPO, and it's going to be a touchdown. Yes, that's Torrey Gilly on the reception. Good read by Heidel. Well-designed play. It was an RPO. He put the ball in the stomach of the running back. He sees the linebackers coming aggressively up to play the run, and he pulls it out, hits a little slant right behind him, RPO.
Very well executed football play by the Manatee Hurricanes.
Manatee's lined up for the extra point now to make it 14-0. And like I said, we're in danger of this becoming a laugher here. Like you said, Coach, a perfect script for Manatee so far. They've done everything right. They've got everything they needed. So it's 14-0 Manatee. We're gonna. Did you miss that? No, it's 14-0. It was good. We're going to take a break here with Manatee leading 14, Palmetto 0.
Jessica, we need to leave right now.
I need to get something. Dance recitals are so boring.
There's a meeting no one knows. Waiting to be set
So
free.
what's the empty suitcase for?
The grand prize trophy. Confidence. Pass it on.
I was born to be somebody.
And welcome back to Joe Kinnan Field at Hawkins Stadium. We're going to see the touchdown here. If you watch the linebacker right here is the quarterback, probably who he's reading there. And as he steps up, okay, we'll go ahead and run the play there. Heidel's eyes are on. Well, we lost it there. Well, we're going to go to the kickoff, I guess.
The reception there by Gilly that ended up going for the score as his 3rd touchdown of the year. He's the leading receiver for the Hurricanes. With he had 21 coming into the game. That makes number 22.
Yep. So we got 82, Owen Jones, the senior, kicking off. He's got 1 touchback, and 1 was right at the goal line, returned to the 14. This one's short and returnable. It might go out of bounds. Oh, I think I would let that go out of bounds. Carter tries to catch that over by the sideline, and they get him pinned down there in the corner. He does make one guy miss and gets it out to about the 18. But once again, the 13. Very poor field position for Palmetto again. Coach
Dennis Stallard and his special teams doing their thing right now, putting the Tigers in rough starting field position each time when you're starting at your negative 13 and negative 14-yard line on 2 of the drives. That's not a lot of fun when you got to go over 80 for a touchdown against a defensive front and linebackers that Manatee has.
Yeah, like it's that front 7. You want to get some breaks and some short fields, but so far that's not been the script tonight, and everything's gone Manatee's way. They've executed flawlessly. And we'll see if Palmetto can get something started here and maybe run the ball. They had a little success running the ball on first down. And they're going to throw. And Roth is going to scramble and just throws it out of bounds. That's intentional grounding. Probably there's no receiver out there.
Right, it looked as though all the receivers, as I see the 3 of them on the left-hand side, he scrambled out to the right and nobody was there. And fortunately for Palmetto, I didn't see any of the yellow flags down, so it'll be 2nd and 10 as Roth got chased out of the pocket and rolled to his right like most right-handed quarterbacks do.
Tend to do, yes.
But there were no receivers in that vicinity as his tight end was probably standing in there and blocking.
Blocking, yep. So now you got 2nd and 10. And they're going to run the ball this time to Bridson. Or no, it's Yarn. Stays on his feet and gets about 2. Yeah, good hard run. Got about 2 or 3 yards on that. Might have got 3. We'll say 3. So you got 3rd and 7. At least it's a little more manageable.
You can see in there the defensive line anchored by Ian Johnson Kelly, their second leading tackler on the team, and number 56 in the middle, Alvoid Keenan. Those guys are well over 250 pounds anchoring that front.
Yeah, and athletic. Johnson Kelly is committed to Mercer. You're probably familiar with his grandfather, J.J. Johnson, who was a quarterback at Southeast.
Number 10.
Number 10.
1983. Timeout there by the Palmetto Tigers as Coach Sanders and this offense are going to discuss their options here on 3rd and long and 3rd and 7.
I think it's a good timeout considering what I've said. That we're in the territory where this a blowout if they don't know what they're doing on this play and give up another short field. This is a really big possession for Palmetto to try to get something started and start moving the ball. J.J. Johnson, the quarterback at Southeast in 83, also a quarterback on the old MCYFL Eagles, team that I donned their uniform with J.J.
He also played a little safety for us.
Yeah. We had Bryce Farmer and Troy Hamilton on that team 44, as well, as you would
Bryce
remember.
Farmer,
yeah.
Whose 2 sons are both playing at Appalachian State right now.
Oh, did we transfer from Nebraska to
The one
App
did,
State?
yes.
Third and 7, big play for Palmetto. They come out and throw a hitch outside. Nice catch by Pitchford, Nas Pitchford. And he's going to have the first down up at the 25. Ball was a little high. Really did a nice job going up and snatching that out of the air. That's Nas Pitchford, number 3 for Palmetto with the catch and the first down.
Tackle made there by number 12, Jalen Bryant. Number 11, on the tackle, Jamari Parker.
Yes, Jamari Parker. He's another Palmetto transferred last spring. 25 Cotton, 15 Williams. The whole secondary was at Palmetto last year.
That's a big first down for the Tigers to keep the ball out of Manatee's hands for a couple plays.
So they're on the 26 now, 1st and 10 for Palmetto on the 26-yard line. They go trips to the right. And they're going to throw again, short hitch to number 1, Simeon Matt with the catch. But no gain, pretty much at the line of scrimmage. Now they gave him a little forward progress, a gain of about 2. So 2nd and 8.
Palmetto's definitely trying to spread the defensive people out for Manatee by throwing horizontal passes, and hopefully they can elude one of the defenders and gain a couple yards on the play.
And more importantly, getting the ball out very quick. And I think that's definitely part of the game plan when you play against this front and the pressure that they can bring. You need to get rid of the ball quick. You're not going to have time to sit back there in the pocket. 2nd and 8 now for the Tigers. Play action, flat to the tight end, Luther, Ace Luther with the catch. A little arrow route to the flat.
Luther's only a sophomore for the Tigers, catching that ball in a flat pass on an arrow route. Like you said, again, getting the ball out of Roth's hands quickly.
Yes. That was a quick, easy one read, one defender read. We got a whistle now. I don't know what's going on. Although there's a flag. There's a flag over there. And I think there might be some question as to whether or not Luther was covered up, if he was eligible. And we'll see what the call is here as the white hat comes over. Yep, he got an ineligible receiver downfield. What?
Yeah.
Loss of down. I don't know why he signaled decline, but they marked it off, and it's loss of down. So I guess it was not declined. It was the penalty there.
That's another unfortunate break here in the first quarter for Palmetto. Not only do they lose the yards they gain, but now they get a penalty, the yardage
They go
penalty
backwards and down.
loss of down.
And that's a double whammy when it's the guy that actually catches the ball, that touches the ball, is the ineligible receiver. It's worse than a lineman being downfield.
Correct, because it's somebody that's out there as a wide receiver that had covered him
Now, I don't know
up.
if you remember back in the 80s and 90s when that was 15 yards, it was considered offensive interference if the guy touched the ball. That was a brutal penalty
Yes, that was.
back in those days.
Yeah.
And like I said, we got a water break here, the 6 minutes. We got to have a water break even though it's 70 degrees. We still have to do that, I guess. Water breaks all year long. So Manatee's having their way with Palmetto Tigers right now. It's 14-0 here. Senior night for the Hurricanes. 31 seniors walked across the field before the game, greeted by Coach Green, Jacquez Green. Got their little plaques, the cheerleaders, band members. And now they're enjoying the senior night so far as they're up 14-0.
Coach Green and the Hurricanes are 5-1 on the year in their district. They have 1 win and no losses. They're ranked number 22. They've done a little traveling this year for games, so they're pretty happy to be home for a while.
Yeah, both teams' stats are very similar, but Manatee has played a much tougher schedule. Incomplete pass in the flats there. It's going to be 4th down. They're 14. They're going to have to punt. Try to throw a little bubble out in the flats to Carter. He looked like he kind of pulled his hands in there as the defender got close. But yeah, Manatee's went on the road. Both teams, interestingly enough, both defenses have given up 93 points this year. But Manatee's 64 of those came in back-to-back games against Buchholz and Lowndes County in Valdosta, Georgia. So a little bit different than the Gateway and Braden River that Palmetto was playing. So the level of competition that Manatee has faced has been much tougher.
Cale Bunt's back there again for the Tigers, kicking from about his own 10-yard line.
Yeah, I think Manatee's, you have movement there. There's a whistle. It's going to be a false start or offsides. But
looks like an encroachment or offsides there on Hurricanes.
That was Johnson Kelly who jumped a little bit there right over the balls on the snap. And so that'll give him 5 more yards of field position here. And you need every yard you can get when you're kicking into a wind this strong.
Back to return for the Hurricanes. It's number 12 and 21. That's Bryant and Keith Smith. They're going to have decent field position again for the offense of the Hurricanes.
And Manatee has blocked 4 kicks this year, so you got to watch for that tonight. They're going to be coming after it. And there's a short kick. You got a Palmetto roll on it, though, and it's going to end up being pretty decent for this situation in the wind. So it's down at the 42. Ends up being about a 27-yard punt for Cale Bunce. And it was not a good kick, but I would not want to be. I talked to Coach Stollard before the game, and he said I would not want to be his guys. We're not enjoying kicking into the wind during pregame practice tonight.
So it's at least a 2-club win today. There's no doubt about it. So the Hurricanes will take
maybe
over
for you because you hit the ball in the middle of the club. For me, it might be a 3 or 4 club win.
The Hurricanes take over. This time this is their 3rd possession and the first time they've been on the other side of the 50-yard line.
And they're barely on the other side. They're still at the 43, so still not bad good field position, even though it's the worst they've had of the night. Looked like there was a flag down there. I don't know what they were talking about. They picked it up.
Conversation going on here.
Yeah, they were talking. Coach Green was out there. There was a flag. I think it was against Manatee. And they're gonna push Manatee back. Personal foul. So that's 15 yards. So finally, some decent. For the defensive standpoint, they finally have some grass behind them.
Correct.
Or some turf, I should say.
This is true.
For Palmetto's defense, and we'll see what Manatee can do on offense here, working out of their own end of the field now, from the 27 or 28-yard line. Call it the 28, 1st and 10 for Manatee. Heidel back in the gun. Both teams almost exclusively in the gun. They're throwing. He's got Farrakhan open up the seam, the big tight end, and he's still on his feet. And that's going to be a 23-yard gain, 24-yard gain. They get out to the 45 of Palmetto right away. They're back in good field position.
Looks like Heidel just asked him to send 4 verticals, and he was able to throw that ball up nicely to his big tight end. And Shannon at 6'4", 210 just reached over the top of the linebacker and grabbed that one for a first down for the Hurricanes back inside Palmetto Tiger territory.
Yeah, Palmetto was in cover 3. They got in four verticals, and they hit the tight end up the seam. There's Smith on a sweep to the right, breaks 2 tackles, bounces outside, stiff arm, still going, drops the ball. It's on the ground. Palmetto has it, but there's a flag on the play. I think Palmetto comes up with the ball, and we'll have to see what the penalty is. It might have been on a block. It came in early.
Looked like Zion Roberson might have recovered that fumble. Looks like that's going to stand, and it will be a first down for the Palmetto Tigers.
Palmetto getting the ball back on a turnover. Great run by Smith, breaking tackles and just no ball security there. That's a break that Palmetto needed. They need a little shot of life there. Still inside the 20, though, another possession inside the 20. But I'm sure Coach Sanders will take that as opposed to watching Manatee still have the ball here.
Anytime Palmetto has the football, it's going to be a better situation than what they've had experienced so far.
Yeah.
So now we just got to get some first downs going here for the Tigers as they try to move the ball against this tough.
You think they maybe need to go back to the running game a little more? And as a play caller, what would you? I know you don't like to second guess. I do. Palmetto with the ball, and they come out running. And nice move, and there goes Bryson. Good run. Run down from behind by Matlau, but it's going to be a first down. Big run there. Nice run by Bryson in the hole, making a man miss. I didn't see who it was he made miss, but looks like 23 for Manatee. Sitting in the hole there, and he just missed the tackle. We put a nice move on him.
Nice job blocking there by Mikel Sanders for the Tigers, opening up that.
Yeah, I think he picked up Dangler on a run through there, and that's what gave him the hole.
71 and 75 over there. David Hayes was also one of the guys in on that good block on the left-hand side.
23 for Manatee is Keith Parham that was in the hole and missed the tackle there in the corner. And Palmetto's going to run again. Bryson again.
Looks like they ran the same play.
Yep, looks like he got about 2, maybe 1.5. See where they mark it. I'll give him 2. It's 2nd and 8. And I think if you're Manatee, you got to do this. You're not going to pop them all the time, but you got to run the ball.
Oh yeah, you got to
control some clock, especially when you're going into the wind. You got 3 more minutes into the wind here before the quarter changes.
Keenan was in on that tackle for the Hurricanes, one of their defensive linemen.
Yeah, Alvoy Keenan, one of the really good defensive linemen that Manatee features 3 in their 3-4, and all 3 are standout defensive players. 2nd and 8, Roth in the gun. He's going to play action. He's looking to throw. He's got Prince Simeon Matt open, and he catches it deep ball down to the 35. Almost called him Prince. I knew I would do that. I coached his older brother and knew his dad. So Simeon Matt on a little post route. In man-to-man, no safety help. He's on his own. He comes across on a post route. Nice ball by Roth. Slightly underthrown. If he could got in front of him, he might have had 6 there.
Those are 2 former Manatee Hurricane parents watching their kids play there as Matt caught the pass and he got inside of Sean Williams up there in the corner, number 15, and had a big gain. Good pass by Roth.
I'll go back to run the yarn. He's got gets about a yard.
I think looks like that was Yarn.
That's Yarn, Vontrez Yarn on the carry, and he gets about a yard. Looked like he kind of cut it back into traffic there.
Looks like some of the players are reintroducing themselves to each other after the play, since they played with one another or gone to school with one another previous to this encounter this evening.
Yeah, they're getting to know each other. It was kind of interesting when the captains went out. There was a lot of hugging, and they all knew each other. The handshakes were kind of extended, longer than usual.
Playing for that North River,
the Manatee River rivalry. That's right. 2 backs now. Roth fakes. He's on the run, and he's trying to get out to Carter, and he's got him. Carter catches it, and he's down to the 11. Nice ball by Jackson Roth there on the run, kind of being pressured, falling away, and made a nice throw. Carter accelerated. You can see the pressure here. Ian Johnson-Kelly chasing Roth. And great acceleration there, like kicked it in gear there, Mo Carter, and made that catch, and they're down to the 11.
Carter got the ball. There he beat out Cotton on that play, another one of his former teammates, if I'm not mistaken, and that's a big gain and another first down for the Palmetto Tigers as they're down here inside the 15-yard line at the 11 with first and 10, chance to get a first down.
Yeah, Manatee's got to stick it in here to have a chance to keep this game competitive. When you get this far down, you got to take advantage of it in the red zone here. They're going to tight formation here, and they're going to run the ball at Bryson, the bigger back.
Tackle made from the backside.
Keenan, 56 on the
56
tackle.
Keenan on the play.
Gain of 2, maybe 3. Good little bit of a push there. Like you said, backside guy made the tackle. The play side had it blocked pretty well, and they had a good push there on that front, which you don't see a lot. That was a good job by the running that left side over there of the Palmetto offensive line. David Hayes and Stefan Aristil, left guard and left tackle, getting good push there. Bryson fakes the Bryson, rolls out. Oh, almost intercepted and tipped away. Looked like
pass was intended for Carter, it looks like.
Yeah, it looks like he was looking for Carter. And it was Jamari Parker who broke it up.
Number 12?
Or 11.
11 was on the play.
The safety. He's a former Palmetto player. He was a running back at Palmetto the last 2 years. Moved to defensive back when he went to Manatee. And now we got third down, and I'll say how important it is to get a touchdown down here.
Yes, very.
Just for your psyche of your sideline and your players' belief. They got to. I would almost consider this 2-down territory in this situation.
Yes, I would think so too.
They go 3 wide receivers split wide to the left, and a check over with Sanders. He's calling timeout.
Looks like Manatee's still playing manned up down here in the goal line inside the 10.
Yeah, a lot of what Manatee looks like they're giving you quarters a lot of times, and it ends up being man. It's kind of a match cover 4, and I think it ends up being man. That's why Palmetto's had a little success when they've gotten to time on the over routes and the post routes where the guys have to run a long time with them. Both of the long passes they had were those type of plays. So we got a timeout here, and this is a huge play in the game. You don't often say that in the first quarter.
And on both of those long pass completions, Roth was able to buy himself a little bit of time. He wasn't just able to sit back there and throw. The original passes this evening to start the game were horizontal passes, quick releases, and these he was able to scramble out of the pocket a little bit and do the work himself to get open or to get out of trouble and then find an open receiver.
He's had a tremendous year, both quarterbacks. Very similar. Heidel for Manatee's thrown for 1,135 yards. Roth has thrown for 1,136. And Roth has had, I believe it's 16 touchdowns, 1 interception.
Yes, he has. Very good.
Yeah, and
touchdown to interception
much better
ratio.
than he did at ODA last year. And Coach Sanders and his quarterback coach, one of my old guys, Breon Carnes, former Manatee High quarterback, 4-year starter, is the quarterback coach at Palmetto. They've done a great job. And Jackson Roth is a student of the game. He studies the game. He watches a lot of film. I see him in school watching film a lot. And, he's in trouble there. He got away. He's got him in the back of the end zone, but it's too high.
That was a great job by Roth to avoid that tackle.
And it almost stuck it in there. The ball was a little high. He threw it where he knew a receiver was going. The ball was a little high, and now they got a decision to make. They're going to go. I think they're going to go for it. I don't know. This is a tough call. Do you want to get points on the board, Paul, and get yourself get your feet wet, or then again, Palmetto's kicking game has not been great, and it may not be an automatic field goal from the right hash.
I don't know a lot about their kicking game at this stage
the wind.
in the game. Tough wind, and you probably know that they're going to need more than 3 points somewhere along the game to do something.
They snapped it, and he's going to throw a corner route. It's going to be intercepted by Parker in the end zone. So that's going to be a touchback. It'll go out to the 20.
Tough throw from the right hash all the way over to the far side of the field. But he had plenty of field to work with, and underthrown and Parker just goes up and high points the ball and makes an interception.
Yeah, it's good play by Parker. Excellent play by Parker there. And I don't know, people might second guess going for it on 4th down, but I can, like you said, you're going to need more than 3 points to win this game.
But the bottom line is it was a drive. It was a drive that, although
can
it
build
didn't
on,
result in points, that started with a good run that you called for by Yarn, and he picked up a good number of yards, and then quarterback Roth went back to work.
Manatee comes back out in the pistol with Smith back there. I'll see if they'll give him the ball right away and get him there. They give it right back to him after the fumble. And he changes direction after he makes a guy miss and turns a 5-yard loss into a 5-yard gain just like that. He's electric.
DeMario's row was right there ready to bring him down, and he just put his foot in the ground and broke it a little bit left or to the right and turned a loss 5 yards into a gain of 5 yards.
Yeah,
like you said, he is electric. He's he is something.
I like the fact that they went right back to him after the fumble, get that out of his head, get his confidence back, and they know they're going to need him. He's been the cornerstone of their rushing game. So that quarter comes to an end. So we had a little bit of excitement there. It's Manatee 14. We're going to take a break. Manatee 14, Palmetto 0. We'll be back to Joe Kinnan Field at Hawkins Stadium right after this break.
I watched them film on these games. They were finding holes, they were getting the runners on, and they were scoring the run. So if you stick to that plan, should be able to get some damage done.
Up the middle to Smith. He makes 2 guys miss, 3 miss, and he's out to the 40, and he's just taking chunks of yards.
Middle linebacker had a chance and a nice shot at him. Finally brought down there by Joe Hills, but Joe's playing in the secondary, and anytime you do that, you're gaining at least 8 yards.
Yeah.
And he did pick up a first down for the Hurricanes. Keyshawn Smith is the leading ball carrier for the Hurricanes this year.
1st and 10 at the 40-yard line. Smith again. Nope. Heidel keeps it this time. Ooh, takes a shot in the shoulder by Paul Moore. Nice play. The linebacker, Paul Moore, makes the tackle with about a 3-yard gain.
I think that was a good read there by Heidel. It looked like his read guy was following Smith, so he kept the ball, but a very nice play by the defender there, Paul Moore, for the Tigers to bring him down for a minimal gain of about 3 yards.
Yeah, he was on the backside there, linebacker, and playing the backside A gap on a cutback. We got 2nd and 7 here. Manatee at midfield, just short of midfield, and they give it off to Smith, and this time he's caught by 55 for Palmetto.
Demarius Rowe. That's a repeat of a play that he missed just a minute ago. Now he came through and where he missed a tackle for a 5-yard loss.
He made the
this
play.
Time he got a 6-yard loss. We seem to be having a conversation with the officials.
I don't know if the clock is...
Might be a clock issue.
Clock issue or something. I don't know what they're discussing.
That was a great play by number 55 that time, hanging on to him.
Great play by 55. So 3rd and 15 here, and Palmetto's looking maybe they can get a stop here. Did someone call a timeout or what was the? We don't know what the stop and play was for.
This is a much better start to the second quarter than it was to the first quarter for Palmetto.
Yeah, and they got a chance here if they get a stop right here and get the ball back in decent. Now Manatee will have to kick into the wind. maybe they can get some decent field position. They're going with the wind. Roth won't have to be throwing into the wind anymore. Maybe they get a chance to go down and make a score here if they can get a stop. So Coach Matt Arcady, defensive coordinator, is going to have something ready here on 3rd and 15. I'd be keeping an eye on that tight end, Farrakhan Shannon. I've seen over the last 2 seasons that a lot of big 3rd downs end up going to him.
Smith goes out in motion.
Up the seam. What a catch. Oh, my gosh. Good catch by Gilly. Torrey Gilly running up the seam route. Ball was thrown high. He went up the ladder and made a great catch. Torrey Gilly had the touchdown earlier. Here it is again. You can see him going up the seam. The throw by Heidel was a good throw. A little high, but yeah, that's a catch radius right there.
Again, just a couple verticals up the seam, and he was able to out-jump the guy. That's the second reception tonight by Gilly.
And now we got a 1st and 10 in Palmetto territory for Manatee, and we just thought maybe Palmetto had a chance to stop him, get back in it there. Smith breaking tackles. He's still going. Down the sideline. He's out of bounds over there on the side. I don't even know how he got out there. We'll have to see the replay. It looked like he was all bottled up in the middle here.
A phenomenal run.
And he just bounces outside. Outruns everybody, then toe taps down the sideline for about a 15-yard gain, and it's 1st and 10 at the 32 for Manatee going in.
He's strong besides being quick and elusive. He took that ball out there and eluded a tackle in the middle there and then found that sideline, kept his shoulders square and turned it up.
Well, you talked to Coach Arcady about what the key to the game was. Have to tackle one, and they didn't do it there. So that's why this drive is going. And there he goes again up the middle time by Joe Hills. But it's after an 8-yard gain. As you mentioned earlier, when your secondary guys are making tackles, it's usually going to be an 8-yard gain.
Yep, that's the second tackle that Joe Hills has made, and that's not a good thing when he's doing it. Rowe comes out of the game right now for making a couple good plays. 2nd and 2 to go for the Hurricanes.
Left tackle for Manatee looks like he was deep. He's pulling. That might be why. It almost looked like he was lined up in the backfield. They run a little dart where they pulled the tackle around.
Smith on the carry.
Smith on the carry gets 1st down. Gets 3. Needed 2. Gets 3. And they just keep moving the chains, and it's not looking good for Palmetto right now, Paul.
No, they got to really stiffen up here and keep these guys out of the end zone and get the ball back to their offense and have another drive like they did the last time.
And Manatee is really having their way with them on the ground game here with Smith's great running. And the offensive line for Manatee has improved as the years gone on. They're getting better and better. Coach Cord Graham doing a good job. There's a counter back to the left. They pulled a guard and a tight end. Smith's in behind them. Pretty well defended by Palmetto, though.
That time, Palmetto had 6 guys lined up with their hands on the ground prior to the snap of the football. At least it appeared to be, and they were going to stop the run regardless. It looked like they were in some kind of bear front all over the place.
And now you got 2nd and 11 at the 22 for Manatee.
Smith checked out of the game. He's off the sideline and now enters the game.
Number 3 is Caden Smith, who's not related, but he's a freshman for Manatee who started the year on JV and has kind of been elevated and starting to get some carries here. And running a screen back to number 12. Good hit there by Paul Moore, I believe. 24, Paul Moore to tackle.
Reception there by Jalen Bryant. That's his first catch on the evening. He's got 4 receptions for the season. He's a senior wide receiver that went to a tunnel screen.
And you got 3rd and 7 now, or 3rd and 6. 3rd and 6, we'll call it 3rd and 6. Ball's on the 17-yard line. And Manatee is in the gun as usual. They normally are. Heidel takes the snap. Oh, high snap, pulls it down. He throws a slant, and it's a touchdown to, I believe that's Shannon, Farrakhan Shannon, the big tight end running a slant, was split out. No, it was number 4. I'm sorry, A.J. Causey.
Great throw by Heidel as he stood up in there. And
on the high snap, he handled the bad snap, and then got his eyes downfield, made his read, made a great throw. Then Manatee got a 15-yard penalty. So
Great poise by Heidel.
Yes.
To stand there and take that high snap, get his feet down and adjusted, and get his arms ready to throw that football.
He's had a great year as well. I mentioned his stats and Jackson Roth's stats very similar, but of course Heidel's done it against a little better competition. And last year, year, he played about half the time for Manatee, so he has a lot of football under his belt. He's been through a lot, and he's getting ready to go to West Point, and they're looking pretty good right now.
Yes,
West Point,
both
Army and Navy. Yeah.
2 service academies, both ranked in the top
25.
25, I believe.
Yeah, I think it's like the first time since 1964 or something.
I think they're conferring with Coach Sanders.
They went on
to
the kickoff,
what they do with the penalty, and they would sure rather have it on the kickoff to get a better field position than the first 2 times they had the ball.
Yeah. Yep, so Manatee's going to go for the extra point here, and after that we'll take a break. A quick break here after the extra point. It's now 20-0 Manatee. We got 7:26 left in the second quarter. Got to remind myself to say the score more often. I know when I watch games, I keep coming late, keep wondering what the score is.
Owen Jones lining up to kick here for the extra point.
Into the wind, but extra point should not be an issue. If you don't hit it squarely, though, it can make the ball flutter. It's good. And Manatee goes up 21-0, and we'll take a quick break here from Joe Kinnan Field at Hawkins Stadium. It's Manatee 21, Palmetto 0.
No way.
Hi. Hi.
Shine, come on and let it shine. Light me up, make me feel alive.
Hi.
You've got
She actually said hi to you.
shine on me today.
And we're back to Manatee High School, Joe Kinnan Field at Hawkins Stadium. It's Manatee 21, Palmetto 0. And here's the last play we saw. Coach Meckley, what did they get here?
Hurricanes will be kicking off from their own 25-yard line.
Shannon will be lined up, we think, right here.
Yes.
And they're going to run a slant route. Or was he the wide guy?
Looks like he's the wide guy there. He might have been the wide guy.
Go inside and going to get a great pass.
All right, let's let it run. See the high snap. Yeah, he was the wide guy running the slant there. And it's, if it was Shannon, it might have been Causey. I still can't see who it was. The numbers were similar. Maybe we'll see on that. Oh, couldn't see it there. Here's we're going back to kickoff now. Manatee kicking into the wind. Short kick, very short. After a 15-yard penalty, Carter is going to bring it out. He got a little seam, and he gets out to midfield. He's out across midfield. So good field position for Palmetto finally. They get the ball at the 49, the plus 49. So we'll see if Palmetto's offense can get anything started.
Palmetto's got to go back to what they did on that last drive when they were able to drive the ball from about the 20-yard line down to the 14 or 8-yard line, even though they didn't get in the end zone. They were able to monopolize some time on the clock and gain a little bit of self-confidence going into this drive.
Yeah, you got to get your kids to believe that they can move the ball. And it looks like there was a penalty you can get. No penalty. Just putting the ball. I don't know where Manatee's defense is going. They're all walking backwards, but all right, Palmetto comes out to the field here, down 21-0. Can't panic. You can't give up on the run game. You got to try to just get one score at a time. You can't throw a 21-yard touchdown pass.
No, those are hard to find.
Yeah.
Not in a lot of playbooks.
So Palmetto off and they're going to throw right away. And he's throwing a deep ball right away. He's got Simeon Matt well covered. Oh, Sean Williams had good coverage, deflected it, and almost went into Simeon Matt's hands. Now you get a 2nd and 10. I guess Coach was thinking about taking a shot after getting good field position.
Yeah, they had the wind with them now this quarter, and they took advantage of it and, wanted to see if they could maybe catch him napping a little bit. And he had gotten ahead of Sean Williams earlier and went back to him. And
I thought he had him covered pretty good
yes,
there.
He did.
Might have been underthrown slightly, but
there was good coverage.
It was a hard ball to put in there. So we'll see here now. I guess 2nd and 10. You know, and I think anytime you cross the 50 down 21-0 is probably 4 down territory.
Right.
So that might have been gone into the thought process as throwing on first down as well. That it's like a free down to take a shot at it, and you're still going to go for 3 downs to get a first down. So, and they're going to throw again. This time it's a little screen outside to Carter. He makes one man miss, goes inside, and is wrapped up. Ian Johnson-Kelly coming flying out.
That's a defensive lineman, Kelly, flying out on a bubble screen, and Keenan. When you got your 2 defensive linemen that weigh both over 270 pounds coming out to the perimeter,
making tackles outside the hash. Yeah,
that's a nice situation.
Yeah, that's good. That's good football there.
That means they're excited and they're arriving on the scene with a purpose.
Yeah.
Palmetto now facing that 3rd down and 4.
Good positive play for Palmetto, though.
Yes, it was.
6-yard
gain.
Yes, it was.
Got the ball in the hands of their playmaker, and he was able to pick up a couple yards.
Make it reasonable now, especially if you're thinking 2 downs here.
Manatee locking up on their.
Looks like there's some confusion at Palmetto as far
Palmetto wideouts.
The splits. That's high ball, and Pitchford can't get it.
Ball falls incomplete. Defending over there was Sean Williams.
There was a lot, seemed like a lot of indecision there before that snap. I don't know if they were on the same page. Jackson Roth and Nas Pitchford were trying to move him around, and they're going for it on 4th and 4 like we thought. We assumed they would do that.
This is 4th down. 4th down. If you're wearing pink, let me hear you scream.
On the snap that time, the DBs who were in the face dropped back, and they might have been able to throw a little hitch route down here on the bottom there. They go again, bailing out, and they're going for the deep one. He's got him. Ball seemed to go through the hands of the receiver.
It looked like he got it in there, and then the ball bounced away. I don't know if it was deflected. That's Pitchford again. He was going for.
Again, number 15, Sean Williams with the hat trick.
And Manatee's going to take over at the 43-yard line with a chance to go up by 4 touchdowns if they can drive it down and score here at halftime.
Coach Sanders and his quarterback Roth were discussing, those 2 plays. One of those things where I think Roth thought they might be able to get that ball down there to Pitchford, and from here it appeared as though it may have gone through Pitchford's hands, but we're taking a water break here at the 6-minute mark.
So it's Manatee 21, Palmetto 0. Manatee's going to take over at their 43. Good field position here, and really, this is, once again, I said it in the first quarter, this is a huge drive. If Manatee drives down and scores, it pretty much puts the game out of reach. So, the Palmetto defense has to step up here, and Coach Arcady, and Coach Brazelton, Coach Purvis, Goff, Coach Lacey, and the defensive staff, they need to try to stop him here. Trying to reset the play clock down there on the field.
Manatee's got some nice size in their offensive line when they come jogging out of that timeout, with Aiden Clark coming out there at 6 foot 275, and then they have Piliasi and Masala at 6'2", 319. So they can run behind him as Smith was doing earlier in the game.
And their new center, Nick Moncado. Oh, deep ball. He's got number 12's got it, Jalen Bryant, and he's in. He might be in for a touchdown. That's a touchdown. He's in. He stayed in bounds. He just pulled it right off of the defensive back.
Well, that was a great play by Jalen Bryant, who went up there and high-pointed the ball and wrestled it away from the defender. The defender had decent position. He just couldn't bring the ball down when they both came down to the ground.
Yeah, that's senior Jalen Bryant, senior Andrew Heidel connecting there on a 60-yard touchdown pass, and just like that, it's going to be 28-0. We'll get a look at that touchdown after we come back from the break, after the extra point here. So Owen Jones comes out to try to make it 28-0 here, going into the win now. Like we said, not much of a factor on extra points, and the kick is good. And it's the score here now is Manatee 28, Palmetto 0. We'll be right back after this break.
Hey, check it out. Huh. happened to that guy?
You're not alone. Together we stand. I'll be by your side. You know I'll take your hand. When it gets cold and it feels like the end, there's no place to go. You know I won't give in. No, I won't give in. Keep holding on.
Here, Coach Meckley's showing you there. And we're going to run the play and just see that the defensive back's in pretty good position. There's nothing you can do about that as a coach. You can't get mad at him. He did everything right. He just had another kid who made a more athletic play, pulled it away from him. Now you'd like to try to get him out of bounds there, but he stays in. That's an athletic play and big-time play by a senior making a big-time play.
Looked like that was one of the standstills on the play. If it was a sophomore, there's your difference. You're playing a sophomore in the secondary against a very good senior wide receiver, and the senior came down with the ball.
Was that 0 on the defensive back?
It was either 0 or 8. I couldn't tell completely.
Yeah, if it was 0, it'd be Camden Stansel. Like you said, a sophomore.
Tackled by number 11, senior Jamari Parker, and number 52.
So Manatee squibs it into the wind, which is an idea. Keeps it out of the wind. And Palmetto returns it to about the 25, 26, 27-yard line, 26. So they'll start at the 26. They got 5 minutes and 42 seconds. They really got to get something going here and try to get a score. And Manatee will get the ball in the second half to start the second half. So, you know, you really want to get the good thing would be Palmetto will be kicking with the wind at least, but you want to get a score on the board here. If not, Manatee goes down and scores, and you got a running clock. So Palmetto comes out, and they're going to run to Bryson. Good run. Bounces off, runs over Caleb Matlow.
That was a big run there by Bryson.
That offensive lineman, 75, loses his helmet there for Palmetto. He's going to have to go out for a play.
Bryson broke 2 tackles on that particular play and picked up a Palmetto first down.
Yep, and I'm glad to see that Coach Sanders not giving up on a run game there. David Hayes, left guard for Palmetto, lost his helmet on the play, had to come out, sit out for his one play. We got 1st and 10 now at the 40. Nice 14-yard gain. Roth throwing, right in the hands, and Matt drops it. Looked like it was being intercepted, and it went by the defender and then hit Simeon Matt in the hands.
It's a good throw there by Heidel. That was a play I think that Coach Sanders was looking for the previous time when they had it on 4th down and thought he could maybe have thrown the hitch route instead of the go route.
Yeah.
Right through the hands of the intended receiver, Simeon Matt.
Simeon Matt is the fastest player on Palmetto's team, so he does get the respect of DBs bailing out of there sometimes, so the hit should be there. But that time 34 was underneath the flat defender, kind of got in the throwing lane, might have deflected it. Has a run to Yarn, and he's not going to get anywhere. He loses a yard, and it looks like he's losing his composure a little there.
Ronan Dangler on the tackle. He's the leading tackler for the Hurricanes. He saw that from his middle linebacker position. Came up with a nice roll tackle for a loss of yardage.
Yarn's coming out. It's going to be 3rd and 13.
Here we go, Canes. It's 3rd down.
They are getting a lot of press coverage up there on Pittsford, and I can understand why they think the fade might be there, the deep ball. The corner is literally lined up on the line of scrimmage. So. And he's going to try it again. And it's intercepted this time.
Williams with the pick.
I don't know if it was 15. I think it was Ryan Cotton. intercepted. Her Tiger Vision next door say the Palmetto guys are making plays tonight, but unfortunately they're wearing the Canes uniforms. So.
You know, that play was very similar to the one that was not made here by Palmetto.
Correct.
Just kitty corner across the field.
Yes.
Cotton was able to pull the ball down, and Stansel was not able to pull the ball down when they were in good phase with the DB or the wide receiver, and somebody has to step up and make a play. When you get to big games like this, nowadays, who can make the play when called upon? And
yeah,
right
Manatee's
now,
winning the one-on-one battles,
yep.
and that's really been the difference. They've just been tonight. They've been better in the one-on-one battles and the head-to-head battles.
Ball spot at 31-yard line.
So we got a timeout now. I don't know what they're discussing now. And it looks like they've got it sorted out, whatever it was. It's going to be 1st and 10 from the 32-yard line, 31-yard line for Manatee. With 4:13 left in the second quarter, and they are one touchdown away from a running clock in the second half here. It's 28-0 Manatee. Another high snap for Heidel. He's looking deep, and he's got Causey, and it's incomplete. Oh, and there's going to be a penalty on the sideline over there. A Manatee player was out on the line, and the ref ran into him. That's going to be 15 yards. And the Manatee player's helmet is on the ground. That's terrible. That could have broken the ref's ankle. Inexcusable, really. Number 11 for Manatee. This looks like the player on the sideline. Jamari Parker, former Palmetto player, with his helmet down on the sideline and out on the sideline, so the ref ran into him.
Yeah, Chris, Andrew Heidel there has already thrown 3 touchdown passes in the first half to 3 different receivers, and with 4 minutes to go in the half, Coach Green and Andrew Heidel are contemplating getting a 4th one here.
Yeah, I think they know what that 35 points means in the second half. That means your starters get a rest for their district game next week. You get all the subs in the second half with the running clock. I don't know what they're calling here. It's got to be the sideline interference.
They called both. They called offsetting penalties, pass interference against the defense of the Tigers, and then they called the sideline penalty right away. Not just a warning, they called the penalty. So
because there's contact,
So it'll be a first down again. They'll replay the down, 1st and 10 for Palmetto. For the Hurricanes.
Yeah. I really didn't think it was interference. I thought it was just a guy.
I agree with you.
Yeah. On the defensive back, obviously the call on the penalty on the sideline has to happen. That's inexcusable. So it's 1st and 10. It's like it didn't happen. 4:03. See if they run the ball here. They get Smith. And we got a flag offsides on Palmetto.
Yep.
So it's going to be 1st and 5, and they were throwing again, though.
They'll advance the ball 5 yards. Going to be 1st and
Andrew
5.
Heidel's done a nice job tonight throwing the football on time. He's shown some excellent composure on 2 high snaps, still getting the snap in his hands and making a good throw.
Are you surprised with the 28-point lead they're throwing as much as they are?
A little bit. You know, they could work the ground game and get it down there a little bit.
And low snap, Heidel just picks it up and runs and tries to make something out of it and gets 2 or 3 yards. That not a design run. That was just a reaction to a bad snap. I mentioned new center starting for Manatee.
That was the reaction to your surprise that they were throwing, was to run the ball for you.
Well, I understand. I mean, Jacquez Green is obviously, comes out of the Steve Spurrier school and loves to throw the ball, and he was a receiver. And I also understand you want to put things on film for your opponents down the road to worry about, and things you want to work on. So I can understand that. And now they're going to go back to running. And that's 21 on the run for Manatee.
Tackle on the play there made by Zion Roberson, a junior defender, linebacker for the Tigers.
That's Keith Smith on the run, 21. In there at running back now.
Got 3 minutes and 5 seconds remaining in the second quarter of action here.
Keith Smith, a sophomore, a younger brother of the starter. There's Gilly again in the flat, kind of a screen, just a little flat route. The outside receiver looks like he was blocking all the way, and he catches it, turns up the sideline, gets about 8-9 yards, and it's going to be third or second and 1.
Yeah, he faked the run there. I think faked the zone or the outside zone and pulled it back and kind of an RPO off to a screen.
So it's 2nd and 1 here. And Manatee now rotating the running backs, rotating 3 guys through there now. With Caden Smith. Oh, good pressure from Rowe. And deep ball for 12, incomplete, looking for Bryant. Heidel was chased out of the pocket on the pressure by Rowe and had to throw that one kind of off balance and overthrew his. He did have a couple of steps on him down there.
It was a nice job by the running back to at least step up there and
try to block him. And 55's been a big player tonight
yes,
for
he
Palmetto.
has. Yes, he has.
You've called his name several times.
That's Demarius Rowe was on the pressure that time, and I think the running back number 3 who's in the pistol this time, tried to make the block on him.
Yep, and we got 3rd and 1 here. Oh, high snap again. It's a little boot, and he's going to hit Gilly out in the flat. He'll have the first down. Tackled by Roberson inside the 40 right at the 40-yard line.
And another first down for the Hurricanes. That's the 3rd reception for Gilly in the first half. Andrew Heidel having a great half throwing the ball.
Yeah, I've seen him this year have some really accurate games where he didn't hardly throw an incompletions. He handles knows the offense very well. That's a really good call there on 3rd and 1. They got in the pistol, show run formation. I think they brought Gilly behind the line of scrimmage, so he kind of slips out on the backside, and then you boot out and hit him in the flat.
Keith Smith checked back into the lineup now.
Yeah, we haven't seen Keyshawn in a while. I think that's a 28-point lead. They're letting some of these other guys get some carries. They don't need to have Keyshawn Smith take all the hits. There's nothing wrong with him. It looks like he's standing over on the sideline. Looks like he's healthy. Just letting some other guys play now. That's 28-0.
.205 remaining in the second quarter here. Manatee on top 28-0, looking for more before the half ends.
Yeah, we got 1st and 10 from the 40-yard line for Manatee here, and then they'll probably see them hurry up a little bit here if they don't get a big chunk here. Oh, big hit on the quarterback. He's got him open. It's underthrown. Could have been intercepted. Man, 99 for Palmetto.
Cameron Kennedy.
Chase Henson. 99, Chase Henson with a big hit on the quarterback. Right defensive end. Right as he let go of the ball. And that's one of the things I worry about throwing when you're up 28-0.
So now we're looking at a 2nd and 10 for Manatee from the 40-yard line.
2nd and 10. And they're still throwing. They're going to throw a hitch out there to I'm going to see who caught it there.
Roberson was on the tackle as he forced the receiver.
It's Causey, A.J. Causey on the reception, number 4.
I think that's the 2nd reception for Causey tonight.
Yeah, I think he caught the touchdown on the slant. He's a former Braden River player, played for Coach Sanders at Braden River 3 years ago. 2 years ago.
That was a good move by Causey to get out of bounds. And
yep, stop the clock. And
picked up that first down with 1:45 to go.
And we got 1st and 10 at the 25. Manatee driving again to turn on that running clock in the second half. And they're throwing again. And it's another quick, Farrakhan was running a wheel route.
Yes,
it looked like he thought he was going to stop and hit him in the foot as he was going up the sideline. He was wide open.
Yeah, he had him in the seam right there up the sideline. They were running a curl by the wide receiver, and Shannon was going up the sideline, just looked like Heidel was kind of in between the two receivers of who to throw it to.
Yeah.
Was that Bryant out there with him that time? I think so. 2 by 2 this time.
Second and 10. 2 by 2. Second and 10. And they're going to go a little RPO to hit Shannon up the seam, and he's going to score a touchdown, Manatee. It is now 34-0. Farrakhan Shannon, another transfer from Palmetto last year, getting penalized for excessive celebration, really classless, which I hate to see.
Yeah, you don't need to be doing that, but that is a youngster that is 6'4", 210, and he caught that little pass up the middle there, that seam route. The defensive back had no chance to retaliate and make a tackle against him as he bounced right off him.
It'll be unsportsmanlike to set the celebration against the Kings.
Celebration penalty against Shannon, and that'll cost him 15 yards on the kickoff.
So Andrew Heidel just continues to pick apart the Palmetto defense, finding wide open receivers everywhere and throwing accurate balls and making the right read every time, it seems.
That's 4 touchdown passes for Andrew Heidel in the first quarter. And that's just trying to remember it. I can't remember who scored the other one.
He had a touchdown run on the first touchdown.
Correct.
He kept the ball in 4.
So senior quarterback Andrew Heidel on his senior night has accounted for 5 touchdowns in the first half of action here at Joe Canaan Field at Hawkins Stadium.
And I'm guessing that'll probably be the last time we see Heidel tonight. That'd be my guess now with 35-0. All right, we're going to take a look at that replay of the touchdown here, where he hit Shannon on the RPO. They're faking running and trying to get these linebackers to come up here, and then that opens up the big seam here between the safety and the linebacker, so we let it run there. You can see Heidel here takes a snap, puts on the stomach, quarterback. You see the linebackers come up. He hits the slant right behind it. Safety bounces off of Shannon, and Farrakhan Shannon goes in for a touchdown. He started celebrating. It was the first celebration they let it go. Then the second one, the ref flagged him, which, you can't do that. And in a close game, we've all seen it. And, I remember one against Southeast when Merkivia Gilliard and Manatee and the Hurricane game, speaking of hurricanes, where that celebration cost 15 yards, and then there was something said from the sideline, and that was another 15. It ended up being a 50-yard extra point to tie the game, and we couldn't make it. So
you must be talking about a game between Southeast and Manatee.
That's what I'm talking about.
Okay.
Yep.
Just making sure.
Squib kick there. Line drive taken by Carter. And he's going to go to the left and makes a good cut. Stays on his feet, gets out to the 50. So we'll have good field position with 1 minute and 25 seconds left, 24 seconds left. And ball should be right around midfield, just short of midfield, maybe the 49.
Kickoff return by number 5, Maurice Carter. Tackled by number 22, senior Eric Lewis.
Jackson Roth and the Tigers got 1 minute and 24 seconds to navigate about 48 yards starting in Hurricane territory. That's one
they
good
got across
thing,
the 50 and marked him out to the, I don't know what they're doing. They haven't put the ball down. They're walking back and forth.
Carter rolled down at the 40,
they're putting it on the 48.
8-yard line.
It'll be 1st and 10 for Palmetto at the Manatee 48.
Palmetto.
Jackson Roth coming in at quarterback position. He's going to have Yarn in the backfield with him.
And Palmetto has to score here to avoid the clock running in the second half. So if they want to have a chance of starting the second half, they have to get a score here to avoid the running clock.
Simeon, Matt, and Carter are out here to the right-hand side of Roth's side, where he would prefer to scramble if he gets to do that.
We go 1st and 10. He's rolling right. He's throwing it out to Matt. Nice ball, nice catch, and he's going to rule him out of bounds. He stopped it out of bounds. Almost could have ruled him inbounds there where he came down, but the ref stopped the clock. He might have ruled him inbounds. It was just stopped for the first down, possibly.
That was a good move there by Coach Sanders and the offensive staff, rolling the quarterback out. I don't think they had done that prior to today. I think he scrambled out.
Yes,
and
that was a design
time.
rollout and design throw to the first guy there. Clock is running, is down to 105. Palmetto's got to work with a little more intensity here with the clock running. He's looking for a corner route to Carter. Looks like he overthrew him. Second and 10, 51 seconds left.
To the far side from the hash mark.
Yeah, we've seen that a few times tonight where he's tried to make that throw for the wide side of the field, and it's been high, but high with the wind, and he threw a couple short into the wind. But both ways, it's probably affecting the play tonight. Hasn't affected Andrew Heidel at all.
No, it hasn't. He's thrown some darts.
Yeah, and he's thrown several of his touchdowns. Most of his touchdowns have been into the wind. So having a great night. He's, like you said, for a senior night, go out and count for 5 touchdowns. So 2nd and 10, Roth looking to throw, pulls it down. He's going to have to get rid of it. He finds Pitchford and hits the defender in the back. I'm surprised he didn't get the interference call on that one as opposed to the other one earlier. That ball was a little underthrown, but Roth was running for his life to the left with big Christian Figueroa, number 58, chasing him, and couldn't get it up over the top.
And that's the unfortunate thing. He was having to go to his left again. That's the wide side of the field in this case, and he did his best to get away from the defensive line that are rushing him. So now he's facing a 3rd down and 10 ball on the right hash mark.
3rd and 10 for Palmetto here. Obviously 2 down territory, down 35-0. Roth rolls left, and he is going to go down, sack. Ronan Dangler, number 8, the linebacker on the blitz, takes him down way back at the 48 or 47-yard line. And Manatee calls timeout.
Dangler is the leading tackler for the Hurricanes, and he was on a blitz that time, and Yarn tried to pick him up, but he was no match for the aggressiveness that Dangler showed, and Dangler was able to get through. And once Roth decided to go the other way, that's what Dangler wanted. And there was probably, as Roth was moving to his left again, he was looking for somebody open downfield, didn't find anybody. So that sets up a 4th and long, and back into the game is Bunt's going to punt.
Kill Bunce. Chance Schaupacher, the long snapper, in.
And you were talking earlier about the punt blocking ability of the Hurricanes. We'll see here if they bring it.
Yeah, like I said, they've had 4 blocked kicks, a 1 punt and 3 field goals this year. They're not coming after it right here. Bunce gets away a kick, and he's going to get a good roll. Oh, down there at the 20-yard line, and 35 seconds. It looks like Manatee's going to come out and run something. I'd probably just take a knee at 35-0 with 35 seconds. I don't know if I'd risk anything crazy, but
yeah, I think that would be the wise thing to do at this stage in the game.
But we came from a different era of coaching, so that may not be the case here.
Style points count for things nowadays. They're all pretty tightened up, unless they were trying to do a 2-minute drill or something.
Well, they can't do a 2-minute drill. They can do a 35-second drill.
They can do that too.
Yeah.
And you never know, because nobody gets under center anymore in today's day and age. So.
Yeah. I'd be afraid of a fumble or a turnover and giving Palmetto life when all you got to do is take a knee. You're getting the ball first in the second half anyway. You just take a knee here and go into halftime, and then come out in the second half, get the ball first with a running clock. You know, if you get hit and fumble or lose your quarterback, and they're going to throw it. They throw a quick screen out here to Caden Smith, and he slips and falls down. That, I would think that would run out the half there. They would let that go. But
tackle made there by Roberson from the Tigers. That's about the 4th tackle he's been on this evening.
I think Coach Green is just going to let that run out. Doesn't look like he's calling a play.
Hurricanes will take that one to the locker room at halftime.
Yeah, I guess you just want to take a shot maybe on the screen, see if you pop it, and then you can do something. If not, you just let the clock run out and go. So as the clock runs down here at the end of the first half, we're going to be coming back to a second half that's going to move really quick because of the running clock. It's the Manatee Hurricanes. 5-1 Manatee Hurricanes are 35-0 over the Palmetto Tigers. And we'll be right back after halftime, and we'll take a little break, and we'll see you then.
Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, we would like to announce the Hall of Honor inductees for 2024 and your Manatee Hurricanes. Your 2024 class, Tom Myatt, Warren Bell, Kelty Odell, and members of the 1992 state champion football team, Chad Sanders, Pat Klein, Sammy Hickson, Peter Morrow, Anthony Patrio, and Siobhan Wiggins. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, please give a nice round of applause to the 2024 Hall of Honor inductees.
Good evening and welcome to halftime at Joe Command Field at Hawkins Stadium. The Manatee High School Music Department is proud to present the Marching Canes under the field direction of Drum Major Maddie Mabry. The band will be presenting their 2024 halftime production titled Listen to Your Heart. Selections include Heart and Soul by Hoagie Carmichael, Heart-Shaped Box by Nirvana, and Total Eclipse of the Heart by Bonnie Tyler. Closer to the Heart by Rush and Heartbreaker by Pat Benatar. Please give a warm welcome to the Manatee High School Marching Canes.
Excuse me. Excuse me.
Well, you might took me out of the jacket's on. Everybody's putting their jacket on.
Futures Daycare and Preschool, and Zed McDonough Electric for their generous donations and support.
Welcome back to Joe Kinane Field at Hawkins Stadium. I'm Chris Conboy here with legendary coach Paul Meckley, former Southeast head coach, and Cardinal Mooney head coach, most of his career at Southeast. And Manatee Hurricanes are handily defeating the Tigers here, 35-0 at half. We will have the dreaded running clock in the second half, so once the toe touches the leather to start that second half, the clock will continue to run, except for timeouts, injuries. So we'll be out of here pretty quick tonight. And Paul, you got to really be impressed with Manatee offensively and defensively tonight.
Oh, there's just no doubt about that. The thing that I was totally impressed with was I knew coming into the game that Mr. Smith, Keyshawn Smith, was going to be hard for Palmetto to tackle because I've seen him play before. But the success that Andrew Heidel had this evening in the first half throwing the football, he has accounted for all 5 touchdowns. The first one by a run, and the next 4 he threw for touchdowns. All of them, if I'm not mistaken, into the wind. Bad snaps, taking care of them. He just did a tremendous job.
And throwing to, I believe, 4 different receivers,
yes.
Spreading the ball around on RPOs, making good reads. Really has a mastery of the offense, of Coach Jacquez Green's offense. Like I said, he's been running it for 2.5 years, and it shows. And he's developed, and they've done a really good job developing him. And he's, like we said, going to Army. And they're getting themselves a good quarterback there. So going down, looking in the future, Manatee, next week we'll play Braden River at Braden River. We'll be there, I believe. At least I will be, and I think you will be too, we hope. We didn't check with Barb yet, but if she's listening, she's got to check the schedule and make sure. But that'll be for the district championship, since Manatee's already beat Pinellas Park. You got a fair catch on the kickoff to Manatee there. Taken by Manatee at the 28-yard line.
That sky kick was caught there by Jaquan Williams. Good idea by the Hurricanes to fair catch that. And we'll start the second half now with a running clock. It looks as though we're going to keep Mr. Heidel in the game here to begin with.
I'm kind of surprised at that. Early in the year, I saw them with a couple of running clocks, and they went right to the backups right at the beginning of the second. Maybe later in the year now they want to work on some things, but I'm kind of surprised to see Heidel in there. I'd want to try to get the backup some experience. He's young sophomore.
Looks like he's got a new wide receiver on the bottom here, Malik Bryant. I hadn't seen him in the game. Smith gets the handoff. He's still in the game, and he's taken down.
I just, as a former coach, I cringe when I see the starters in a situation like this where a guy could get hurt when it means absolutely nothing. So, here you run a little outside zone here, a little stretch play. Good defense by Palmetto there. I think it was Paul Moore.
That's exactly who it was. He made a nice tackle for a loss on the play, setting up a 2nd and 13.
Paul Moore has great instincts, linebacker instincts. You watch him just the way he runs to the ball, the angles that he takes. He's got really good instincts as a linebacker. So it's 2nd and 13, and they're going to hand off to 21 Keith Smith, and the ball's out. And he gets a great bounce right back up into his hands, and he gets knocked out of bounds at about the 28-yard line. Ball, he just dropped it and got the artificial turf bounce right back up into his hands and continued to run. That could have been a disaster for Manatee there.
Yeah, he was knocked out of bounds there, I think, by Roberson again, who's been all over the field for Palmetto. You know, here we're sitting here with a running clock situation. Both teams next week go into very big district ball games that they have to win in order to keep control or win their district championships. So it's going to be good to see Palmetto playing this hard this early in the second half to keep that momentum going for a good run into their district tournaments.
And we got 3rd and 9 here, and Heidel's going to throw, and he's going to go in the flats to Farrakhan, who they've not been able to get down, but they do this time. Nice tackle by, you guessed it, Roberson. He's been all over the place tonight. Zion Roberson, Robo, making a nice play on the big tight end in the flat there and taking him down. And Palmetto gets the 3 and out and forces the punt, and that's got to make Matt Arcady and the defensive staff happy. Like you said, to come out and play hard and not lay down and die. They got to play Leonard from up in Ruskin, who is 5-1, and that may determine the district championship. They have a Week 12 game against the added week that the state added, where they'll have to make up the Lakewood Ranch game as a district game as well.
And that'll be played on Thursday, November 7th, I presume.
Yes, yeah, and there's a short punt into the wind, and Palmetto can get some good field position here, and Manatee gets a great roll out of it. They get about 12 yards roll, but still going to get the ball. Palmetto will get it at the 42.
Now this is the part where where Palmetto's offense really needs to generate a little bit of enthusiasm and kind of gain their own respect back a little bit. Being shut out completely in the first half, although they did have the one drive that ended in a 4th down situation where they couldn't get it in from the 8-yard line. I know Coach Sanders would like to see this offense generate a little bit of time on the clock and move the football and gain some
I was going to say, I would treat it like a 0-0 game right here. I would not come out throwing every down, trying to come back 35-0 against a running clock. It's not going to happen. Come out and get some confidence, like you said. Run the ball. You know, Manatee still has the starters and show that you can run the ball against these guys, and that'll give you confidence going against Leonard and Lakewood Ranch in the future. But they're going to come out throwing right away, and the receiver falls down, but he gets it in the flat to Luther. And it might have that receiver might have been tripped or tackled down there. I said the receiver fell down. Their flag came in right after that. So
that's the second time tonight that they have brought Roth out on a designed sprint out pass. That time the tight end blocked for a moment, Ace Luther, and then he released into the flat and was able to catch the pass as Roth rolled out and hit him in the hands, and he picked up a nice gain when we have a flag on the play.
I think they call defensive holding, so there's going to go, I believe. We'll see what's going on here.
Defensive pass interference.
Okay.
So it's going to be 15.
15 and a first down instead of the play.
It's a disappointment for the receiver and the quarterback, who each would have had a stat.
Ace Luther loses the catch, but it helps the team.
But it was a nice play, which is what the Tigers need here. Why are we going backwards? This is not looking good.
No idea.
There must be something going on in the field.
There's some confusion going on here. Stop the clock.
Seems to be a little timeout being called as both teams are stepping off the sideline. Both teams are going off the field momentarily. We are unable to get any explanation at this time as to
a 6-minute water break.
It appears as though
with the running clock, I'm not sure you need the water break at 6 minutes. They only been on the field for one play in the Palmetto offense, and they got to stop and drink water, I guess. But
it appears as though there might have been something going on, not on the field.
In the stadium here?
Yes.
Yeah, that could be. So, like we said, Palmetto looking down the road here. They got to play Leonard for what will probably be for the district championship. They also, Lakewood Ranch could get factor into that. Manatee is in a 3-team district. All they have to do is beat Braden River next week, which should be will be a prohibitive favorite in that game to win their district. And Manatee may end up ranked number 1 in their region, especially after getting the victory against Palmetto here, who is fairly highly ranked. Palmetto right now, I think, is ranked number 2 in their region to Wiregrass Ranch, so I'm not sure how much this will affect it. But And it looks like we're going to get going here. I don't know. We're coming back out on the field. I don't know what's going on. There are some sirens going on in the background. That might have had something to do with the delay. There might have been it's not like you said, something going on in the stadium, not on the field, but we're ready to go here. All right, here we go. It's 1st and 10. Palmetto's going to have the ball 1st and 10 after the penalty. It's like fire trucks going by. We got all kinds of noises here. Bryson on the carry there. He's stopped by Ronan Dangler.
Dangler playing a very good game for the Hurricanes in the middle there as a middle linebacker. He's the leading tackler and has demonstrated that again on that play.
It's going to be 2nd and 11 now.
Behind line of scrimmage, they'll bring up 2nd down and 11.
We got all kinds of noise going around in the neighborhood here at Hawkins Stadium, Joe Kinnahan Field.
Where we have a running clock with 5 minutes and 40 seconds remaining in the 3rd quarter.
And it just continues to run. Now the play clock is not working. Maybe that had something to do with it. I see the play clock is just a double dash right now. So 2nd and 11. We'll have to watch the back judge then for play clock. And Roth back, and he's going to play action, and he looks at a flat to Carter, and it's off his hands, incomplete. Pretty nice throw.
Yep, it was a nice throw. Again,
once again, wide side from the hash mark at the long throw. Ball's in the air a long time. The DB tried to undercut him, could not get there. And now we got a penalty on Palmetto. They've got some shoving here. It looks like 63 for Palmetto. Ladarian. I believe that's Ladarian Williams, the center. And he's coming off the side talking to his coach now. They called a personal foul on him.
Personal foul.
And this is what you want, you really have to avoid, because if he gets another one of those, he misses the district game next week, and you don't have your center for the, to play him for the district championship. So that's another reason to get some subs in. Whether you're the team ahead or behind, you're really not. It's designed to running clock. You're not going to be able to come back. It's almost impossible. And I know you want to get some confidence, but do you want to lose players?
Now the unfortunate thing is where Palmetto's trying to get a little rhythm and stuff going. Now they have to, have, the right thing by Coach Sanders is to take Williams out of the game for a play or two.
Which he did,
get settled down, which they did, and now they bring in a backup center. But you always want your number ones to still be trying to get that momentum back so you're ready to go for next week.
Roth is back to pass and throws the out to Pitchford. It's caught, but he's tackled right away by 22 Cotton. Gains about 3 on 3rd and 25, so that's going to be 4th down, and Palmetto will punt it away. It's not Cotton 22. I'm sorry, I had the wrong name there for Manatee. That is Eric Lewis Jr. All right, Cotton's 25, my bad.
Eric's a senior, 5'11", 160 pounds. Hadn't seen him in the first half.
And you got a Manatee player down hurt, and I can't see the number. I don't know if it's just a cramp. Looks like it might just be a cramp, but once again, that scares me when your starters are in there in a 35-0 game with the clock running.
So Palmetto will travel next week, or will they be at home for their game against Leonard?
That's a good question. I don't have the schedule in front of me.
The problem is also that it's my understanding that the Palmetto Stadium or scoreboard has
had some damage. Yes,
a little bit of damage from Milton that'll have to be corrected.
There's half as many lights as there were.
Bank of lights.
2 banks out of 4.
Is that right?
Yes. I was told by the principal, Monica DeLesline, that if they get the stadium cleared and approved, that they would bring in temporary lighting. And we have more sirens going off around here. It's
back to punt for the Tigers.
Cale Bunce. Cale of the weightlifting fame. And he kicks an end-over-end kick, and it's caught on the ground
by Jalen Bryant.
By Jalen Bryant, so he'll be down right there at the 32.
Heads up play by big-time Bryant.
about a 30-yard punt. Not his best effort. I've seen him punt better in previous games that we've done, especially since he had the wind at his back on that one. You would like him to try to get one up in the air there and take advantage of that.
3:30 remaining in the third quarter of this running clock football game.
And we still got the starters on the field for Manatee, at least in the quarterback.
Yes.
I really don't understand that. I mean, if he rolls his ankle here, Jacquez Green's going to be kicking himself in the morning.
Yep.
But I don't want anybody to get hurt, and I hope that doesn't happen. But as a coach, I would just be he'd be over there with his helmet off. I'd give his helmet to the equipment manager, and he'd watch the backup play the rest of this game. And quick shot out to Farrakhan. And not only are they playing, they're still throwing up 35-0 with the running clock here. With
Roberson on the tackle again.
Roberson, yeah.
And nice play by Roberson.
This will be 2nd and 6 after gain of 4.
The only thing that I can think is that there must be a certain scheme that they have not yet had a chance to work on in game conditions, or because they haven't had a lot of time to practice the last week, that maybe they've felt they needed to get out here and try something, and therein lies
they're throwing
the reason
again.
for still being
same play the other way. They hit Shannon will be up for a first down there. Gets about 6 yards. Or maybe it's just the Manatee River rivalry means that much that he's trying to pad the score a little. Okay, we're hearing now that there may have been an incident outside the stadium, and they may be having people exit the stadium here. But on the field, we're still playing. We're hearing that up here in the press box. Don't know if there's any truth to that, but that's the rumors going around. You heard all the sirens. Probably heard them. We could hear them in our ears.
Yep.
But right here, we've got 1st and 10 for Manatee. And good play by 99. Oh, but he breaks the tackle, Keith Smith.
Oh, no. Ooh.
And he comes back all the way, reverses his field, and then stumbles, and then we're going to have a block. Looked like might have been Heidel with a...
Yeah, Heidel was waiting to
block in the back, or an illegal
block.
block of some sort.
He got the blind side block, and he's going off the field to maybe get a call. Okay. I know he was there to make a block. And
yeah. Not often the quarterback gets called for the blind side block.
No, isn't it?
Yeah.
He probably raised his forearms at him a little bit and caused the issue.
In the new rules now, if the guy can't see you, you're not supposed to hit him. So
that's going to end
of the third quarter there. And we come to the end of the third quarter. It's 35-0. We told you this would be a quick half. We're going to take a quick break here. We'll be right back after this. Welcome back to Joe Kinnan Field at Hawkins Stadium. We got 12 minutes left of a running clock here. Manatee is up 35-0. They have the ball, and it's going to be 1st and 25 after the illegal block on the quarterback, Andrew Heidel. And I think Heidel is out, and we've got the backup quarterback in now. And we get a low snap, and he hands it to Keith Smith, who gets about maybe gets back to the line of scrimmage, gets right back to the line of scrimmage, and he's 2nd down. That's
sophomore Mason Summer.
Mason Summer, his dad is Bowen Summer, played at played at Manatee and is really involved with the Wildcats and the Manatee Booster Club. Played at Manatee when I was coaching there. He's a grandson of Eric Brown, who's a longtime track coach. He's had limited play this year, a couple of blowouts they got in. He's thrown a couple of passes. So
he's had 4 pass attempts for 91 yards on the season, so good time to get him some action. I will say, if there's been a flaw so far in Manatee's 35-0 lead, it's been that they've had a couple of rough
shaky
snaps.
Yes. And there's Caden Smith. He's hit hard by 55. Demarius Rowe. Played a really good game tonight, Rue. 55 for Palmetto. He's been around the ball a lot, chasing the ball. He's aggressive, plays with a lot of intensity.
And then he comes out of the game on 3rd and long situations, I believe, as they bring in somebody that might have a little more quickness for a pass rush.
He looks pretty quick to me.
Thought so, too.
But I guess you got to keep those guys fresh, too. Those
Might be
D-linemen.
an endurance factor that they're concerned about.
In the long haul.
So Mason Summers facing a 3rd and long situation.
I think you're probably going to see a screen here or some sort of a real safe. No, he's going to throw a deep ball here. He's going deep for Causey and almost intercepted by Yarn. I think it's Yarn. I think it's number 6 Yarn was on the play. He's cramping up now. It was almost intercepted. Good coverage by Yarn. Through the ball, really should have been picked off. He was running step for step with him, had good position there.
But that goes back to what we saw in the first half on those 50-50 balls like that. When Palmetto has had a chance to pull them in, unfortunately,
they haven't made the play.
Manatee has been the winner.
Right, and the Manatee DBs on those similar plays made the interceptions.
Correct.
Instead of the pass breakup. So Manatee will punt now from their 32. Mo Carter is back at his own 35 awaiting the punt. It's number 13 punting for Manatee. The lefty off the left foot of number 13. It's a short kick, and it's going to bounce sideways and kind of backwards, and Palmetto will take over at the 46. The 46-yard line. They'll take over after the Braylon Miller punt of about 30 yards, and Palmetto will take over down 35-0 with 8:55 remaining. It'll be 1st and 10 here at the 46, and that clock just keeps running. The beauty of a running clock when you have a blowout.
That is true.
It's great it's great for fans and announcers. Not great for players and coaches. I never really liked it as a player or a coach. Your backups don't get enough reps if you're the winning team. If you're the losing team, it's really humiliating to see that clock just keep running.
Yeah, and you try to get players in, and you say, "Oh, now these guys will get about 10 plays," and they get in the game
2.
and they get 3.
Yeah, yeah, that was always a problem. But Palmetto still, they're going to try to run their offense here and see if they can get a score. There's a little wide trap. As Marquez Bryson on that run, and he's going to get about 4 yards on the trap. He came down, kicked the end out. He cut up inside of it. Good hard run for 5 yards. It'll be 2nd and 5.
You can see he's the leading ball carrier for the Tigers now, since Yarn's been playing a little more defense.
Yeah, and he's earlier in the year he played some defense, and now they've got some other guys that have stepped up to playing linebacker. Oh, good cut there by Bryson. He's going to have a 1st down, it looks like, or close to it. Another 5-yard run. Got some more pushing and shoving.
Tackle on the play by Lewis for the Hurricanes.
Eric Lewis on the tackle there.
Yep.
And it's 1st down for Palmetto at the 43, 2 runs. Manatee has some subs in now. On that front 7 is 7 different guys right now. So Palmetto's offensive line have a little more success. A little high snap to Roth to throw the hitch out to Matt, who makes the catch, and he goes down. It's going to be about a 4-yard gain.
Tackle made there by Jeremiah Patterson, defensive back, corner.
So we're seeing some new numbers in there, some new guys getting in the game. I see out there 41 at safety. And
Patterson's a sophomore, so that's a good situation for Manatee to be
get
in.
Those young guys
Some of those young guys in. Junior varsity seasons might even be over by now.
I'm not even sure there is junior varsity seasons anymore. I think Palmetto's played one game on JV because of rainouts and hurricanes, and so a lot of those kids don't get to play at all.
And with the new rule, kids can play more than
6 quarters. Yep. There's a trap to the right. Yarns bounces it outside. Yarns going to have a first down.
Nice run
and
there by
Palmetto having a
Yarn.
little success running the ball here as the clock's going to run either way. If you're having success running it, just keep running it. Whether you throw it or run it, it's still going to run even on an incomplete pass. So it's not like college or pro ball where you'd be throwing and trying to stop the clock because there is no stopping it.
Tackle there was by Kane Croft, middle linebacker, a junior. Now we get the proverbial timeout and a water break. So the Tigers and the Hurricanes will go to their sidelines, their respective coaches, and these two teams have to now start in 6 minutes, 5 minutes and 55 seconds, turning their attention to next week, which is
district games,
district league play.
Yep.
And that's what everybody's trying to do, is get into the dance.
Yep.
For a chance to play in November and with a chance to play in December. And both teams have had great seasons to this point. I know Palmetto's going to look at this one as a scar on their schedule and their plans, but playing good competition does not hurt.
And playing into December or playing into November, like you said, like I remember coaching always thinking if we were practicing on Thanksgiving Day, that was a good season. That meant you made it pretty deep. There's a little screen out to Carter, takes it outside. And he breaks a tackle, good run there, and gets an extra 5 yards. He was wrapped up over here by number 26 from Manatee and had his face mask and his shirt. They didn't call it. Carter's pleading for a call.
Tackle again there by Croft, second team player for the Hurricanes, along with Jackson Peacher was in.
Looked like there might have been a face mask there, but
second down and 2 to go for the Tigers.
2nd and 1, a gain of 9 there. Roth still in at quarterback, Yarn at running back, and they're going to go to Yarn again on the trap. They blow the whistle. Offsides on Manatee, lined up offsides like in the neutral zone. They lined up and play was stopped. Now it's going to be a first down, and they go down into the 17-yard line now. It'll be 1st and 10 at the 17. It's Palmetto with 4:47 left, trying to get on the board here.
The tight end for Palmetto looks like he's going to be a nice player. He's only a sophomore, 6'3" tight end, Ace Luther.
Yeah, he's got nice hands. He's had a good year this year.
Does a good job blocking downfield. That time clearing a path for the running back, Yarn.
Very athletic family. Both his sisters were great athletes. One at Manatee, one at Bayshore. Frank Luther, his dad, was a coach.
Tackle there by Patterson and Croft for the Hurricanes.
So it's 2nd and 5 for Palmetto here. If Yarn gets another 5 yards there as they continue to just run the ball against the Manatee's 2 defense here. And see if they can get a touchdown and get that goose egg off the board. There's a screen out to Carter in the flat. If he stays outside, he does. Hits the seam. He's going to have a first down. It's going to be 1st and goal at the 6 or 7-yard line, it looks like. 8. I mean, they got a first down at the 8. 1st and goal at the 8-yard line.
Tackle again there by Patterson.
Looked like he could have stayed outside there maybe and got a little more yardage.
Jackson Patterson, it looks like he's listed as a free safety, playing with the number 51. Maybe they moved him down a notch to a linebacker.
Yeah, I think he came running out there at a linebacker position that time and made the tackle. That's 1st and goal at the 8. And there's Yarn running right, cuts back inside, down to the 1-yard line. He's down to the 1. It'll be 2nd and goal from the 1. Now, what are your thoughts if they score here? Are you going onside kick or are you kicking it deep with the running clock?
That's a good question. I don't think I've ever had to think about that.
It looks like he's cramping up there. His teammate is stretching him before the trainer even gets there. Injury is the one thing that will stop the clock and the running clock. That and apparently a police emergency because we stopped it earlier. But So it's 35-0 here. Manatee over Palmetto. Palmetto driving, trying to score to avoid the shutout and kind of get that bad taste out of their mouth as they hit into their district play.
So the Hurricanes will be playing next week against Braden River, at Braden River, and then they got a big game that was supposed to be played against Riverview High School. I don't think that's going to be played.
No, they have 3 district games to make up, and I don't think the Benjamin game will be played, from what I heard from Coach Bowling yesterday. So he is actually actively looking for another game. He said he may have spoke to Miami Northwestern, who might need a game. If they can convince them to come up here and play, they may do that. So they are actually looking for other games right now because Riverview has 3 district games left, and they have to play the district games first, so they're going to have to cancel their game.
And they had to play Cardinal Mooney tonight.
They discussed maybe canceling that game at one point, but that would have been it was too late to do that. So.
Correct. For those that are listening, the Florida High School Athletic Association did step in and understood the situations that high schools have found themselves in with back-to-back weeks for a lot of schools having games canceled due to Helene and due to Milton, the Hurricanes, and as a result they have added a 12th week to the normally 11-week football schedule. So there will be games played on Thursday. November 7th is the last date to play makeup games.
And that will be Palmetto will play Lakewood Ranch. They'll make up that district game on that day as well. And that could be for the district championship, depending how the Lakewood Ranch games and Palmetto games go against Leonard. Leonard plays Parrish tomorrow night. They're playing on Saturday. Roth rolls left into the flat to Carter. Touchdown, Mo Carter. And Palmetto avoids the shutout with 2:53 left. They get the score.
You know, as the game has progressed and watching Coach Sanders and the offense being run by quarterback Jackson Roth, he has done a nice job when he gets himself out there on the perimeter with designed sprint out passes, including that one, and then I think he completed 3 of them in this game moving to his right. I've seen him play from the pocket, so those designed sprint out gets him away from the pressure.
Yes.
And enables him to find his receivers a little bit better and make the completions.
Yeah, like I said, he's had a great season this year. Going into this game, very similar stats to Heidel. Heidel tonight was lights out, though, and
tonight the first half was all about Andrew Heidel as he accounted for 5 touchdowns.
Yes, all 5 touchdowns in this game.
He started the drive the night out with, I believe, a 9-yard run for a touchdown on the first possession, and then he threw for 4 other touchdowns to put that 35 points up early in the game for the Hurricanes.
Now, Manatee's got their hands team on the field. You see Heidel out there at the 25 with Caden Smith as the 2 deep guys.
Well, if you're Palmetto, or you may want to just delay this and not even do the kickoff unless you want to practice an onside kick.
Yeah.
And if they keep talking to him long enough, we will run out of
time. Yeah, we're down to 1:13, and it's almost like they don't realize the clock is running.
Which is
fine.
Too.
Yeah. Which is fine. This is, and if by the time he kicks this, it's going to be under a minute, and Manatee will not run a play, I would assume.
But those second team guys that have been anxious to get on the field.
Some of them may not get on, or third team.
No.
Because by the time he kicks this ball, and now he's moving to the other side, and it's down to 44, so he might not ever kick this before the time runs out here. And it was 1:26 when they started lining up for the kickoff, so obviously there's no play clock here. And here goes the kick, and it's a squib right at Heidel. I just would get down on it. He does. He just lays on the ball down on the ground there. And as 20 seconds will tick down, and that'll be the game. Manatee will not have to take a snap. That's the ball game, and Manatee goes to 6-1. Palmetto drops to 6-1 as Manatee puts 35 on Palmetto in the first half and goes into a running clock and wins the game 35-7. Once again, for Coach Paul Meckley, I'm Chris Comboy. Thank you for joining us on the MSTV Game of the Week from Joe Kinnan Field at Hawkins Stadium. Good night.
Everyone needs to vacate the premises as soon as possible. Please obey all traffic rules and be courteous to other drivers as you depart. Remember, you don't have to go home, but you got to get up out of here. Good night, folks.